Hi, welcome to Dreaming of Chess Mastery. I'm Neil Priest, and this is my YouTube channel that delves into the world of adult chess improvement. Of course, not a chessboard in sight. There's going to be no split screens. If you're looking for instructive content, chess moves, well, I'm sure you know where to find it. The world of YouTube, internet is jam-packed full of fantastic stuff. This channel looks at things from a more philosophical, pedagogical, psychological sort of angle. Just me waffling at the god. But hopefully it's helpful waffle, so here goes. Now, today's actually rather a nice day for me. I'm celebrating my 58th birthday. Now, I'm not going to wave it in front of you because it's inside, but I gave myself a little birthday present. Actually, it was also a test run to see if book purchasers managed to find their way to my remote corner of the northeast of Brazil. And I'm glad to report, actually, Amazon suggested, our Amazon overlords, that the book that I was purchasing would arrive today, on my birthday, the 7th of March. Actually, it arrived a couple of days ago. And it's a wonderful looking book and has everything to do with what I've been talking about in this recent series of videos. The book's entitled Cognitive Chess, and it's written by I believe, Russian grandmaster. I can't remember the name. I don't have the book with me. Is it Konstantin Chernyshev? Something like that. Russian grandmaster, and the book Cognitive Chess, and it's all about training, visualization, and calculation. Now, in my last video, I was talking about how perhaps we should all slow down a little, develop our focus, think harder, more deeply about positions. And sort of fitting with that, hand in glove, is this idea of visualization. Our ability to think deeply about chess, to calculate, relies on our ability to visualize chess positions. It's the very essence of things. Well, perhaps visualize is a misleading word. There's a wonderful content creator, Aidan Rayner, who has a sort of a training program in what he calls conceptualization. He believes the word visualization is a bit of a misnomer, because while some people project their sort of board positions in their calculations by actually seeing in their mind's eye a board. Sort of think in the Queen's Gambit, Beth Harmon, those images of her, if you've seen the Queen's Gambit, as a child lying on the bed and looking at the ceiling and seeing a massive chessboard with pieces moving around as if they were real. I mean, that's what we think of as visualization, but Aidan Rayner prefers the term conceptualization, because on the other end of the extreme are people whose visualization, conceptualization of the position is entirely abstract, is not a picture at all. Amongst those is none other than George Koltanowski, however you pronounce it, a Belgian-American grandmaster and for a long time holder of the world blindfold chess record. I mean, he played an extraordinary number. Was it 40? I can't remember. Chess games simultaneously, blindfold. But he described the process as being rather like having a gramophone record for each game. And he could just, when he got to a particular position, he could literally play through the whole game. And he wasn't really seeing pictures. So that's a sort of an opposite extreme to the more traditional Beth Harmon look at the pieces moving on the ceiling paradigm of visualization. It doesn't matter how it is. What is necessary for us is to have an accurate representation of a chess position that we can carry forward in space and time, so to speak, as we analyze a variation. Now, in a podcast I watched earlier this week, the podcast that I watched, it used to be listened to, and now there's a YouTube version which I somehow find easier to digest. And it was the Perpetual Chess podcast with Ben Johnson. And he had a repeat visit from another name that I perhaps will butcher, Wojciech Miranda, Polish grandmaster, peak rating of well over 2,600 FIDE, very strong player. He's played on the Polish national team and has all sorts of records. But now he's principally works as a chess coach. He has a couple of books out, Universal Chess Training and Supreme Chess Strategy, which are collections of very challenging puzzles that aim to develop your ability to think and calculate. And they were talking about his approach to this area of chess. And he was saying how certainly up to a certain level, and I think he mentioned, if memory serves me correctly, maybe around the 1500s FIDE, you really need to consciously work on visualization. And then after that, probably it's not an issue, that you simply work on calculation. It takes care of the visualization issue. But I'm not sure I agree with him. I mean, who am I to disagree with a luminary such as Wojciech? But I suspect that a lot of us with much higher ratings would benefit from visualization training as well, simply because it's something that we never really nailed down. And I've mentioned before on this channel, I think one of the big issues is we see ourselves in terms of our rating, but really our rating is just a basket of different widely varying rating levels for different elements of the chess playing process. And some of us may have real gaps in our visualization sort of package ability. There's another reason to work on visualization, and that is something that another chess trainer, and now this is all on the fly, and his name has just flown out of my mind. Never mind, it'll probably come to me later in filming, in which case I'll mention, if not, Davorin Kuljasevich. Wow, that came quicker than I thought. Davorin Kuljasevich, Croatian grandmaster, author of a fantastic book, How to Study Chess on Your Own, and many other books, number of other books. And in his How to Study Chess on Your Own, which is more of a sort of broad conceptual framework for chess training, he has, parallel to that, workbook for different rating levels. And the first chapter is on visualization. And he kind of talks about it as if he sort of thinks of, in terms of a metaphor of visualization being like calisthenics, stretching exercises. So no matter what level of athletic performance you reach, you don't dispense with the very basic physical movement exercises because they are a sort of a precursor, a warm-up. And it's a way of training safely afterwards. And I have a feeling that he might be onto something. And I'm hoping that this book that I've just gifted myself for my 58th birthday, Cognitive Chess, will serve that purpose. There's not a lot of writing in it. I think my wife, when I collected it, thought it was going to be something that I would be reading at bedtime just to sort of lull myself to sleep. But really, there's maybe about 3 pages of written words, and the rest of it are exercises and solutions. And the exercises go through various levels of difficulty. And they're interestingly are numbered, and there are batches of them for given days in each chapter. So chapter 1 should take you 10 days. There are 50 exercises, 5 a day. So it's not a book where, you do it all in one go. You sort of, and I've seen these on YouTube, strong players doing book speed runs, where they try and read a whole book in a couple of days, which is very interesting if you're reviewing the book or as a party trick. And maybe if you are training intensely, spending 4 hours a day playing through the games of Petrosian or whoever, and thereby doing his whole collected games book in a month, there may be something to that. Maybe even doing it all in a week. But this book, Cognitive Chess, is not like that. As I see it, you take day 1, you maybe do 5 days a week, and on day 1, you do the exercises first thing in the morning, and they set you up for the day. And I've only seen one review. I don't think he's a particularly strong player, YouTuber, content creator. When he reviewed the book, he said his impression is it's already made a bit of a difference, and he'd only done 8 days of it. Now, the book is 312 pages, and I think on my count, it's in the region of 150 days of exercises. So 5-6 months. It's going to be an interesting one. And they do look, at the beginning, they are these sort of exercises where you have to be able to accurately determine colours of a particular square on the board and so forth. And then they build up, playing through games blindfolded, that sort of stuff. I think it's going to be a very, very useful book. It will require hard work and discipline. But it's in manageable bite-sized portions. So let's see how that works out. And I will let you know, perhaps at the end of the first chapter, how things are going. Otherwise, I'm having a wonderful day. I did play a rapid game, which I lost, but it was interesting and I learned something, so that's fine. 58th birthday, of course, you need to feel a little philosophical about things. So life is good. Chess is good, and long may it keep that way. On my other YouTube channel, I was talking about our attitudes towards aging, and certainly one of the benefits of playing chess is surely that it keeps your mind active, doing something that is incredibly fascinating and will remain that way for as long as you're alive, and certainly will stave off, I think, a lot of the worst effects, mental effects of aging. So all of us adult chess improvers are on to a good thing, I think. So I hope you're enjoying your chess as much as I am, and until next week's video from a sunny Brazil,